Hello, thank you so much for joining us on the show today. Welcome to your show, FarmerhubTV. I'm so glad to have you once more on the show and for being part of us and always remaining faithful with the show. Today, we're here once again with another show, another program where we're going to be talking to someone that is going to be giving us information on everything agriculture. But this time around, our topic, as you know, it's going to be about fish farming. So it's we're going to be talking about generally all aspects of fish farming, and I have a wonderful guest on the show today who's going to be joining us and giving us information on what to do and how to go about it so that we can make the best decisions on being part of the show. So I'm going to come back today. I'm going to come back later, to introduce our guest and also to make sure that our guest and to make sure that we start the show proper. So, like I said, once more, thank you so much for joining us on the show. This is Ayo. I'm your host on Farmer Hub TV. Hello, guys. Thank you so much. We're back. That was just a little bit of our intro. Coming up today. Remember, this is your show again, Farmer Hub TV, where we talk about everything agriculture. And our guest today is in the name of Mr. Olademehin Arowosola Emmanuel. He's the CEO of Haphzibah Praise Farm, and he's known when it comes to anything fish, especially catfish. And we are going to be talking to him today. He's going to be giving us information of how to start a proper catfish farm or a proper fish farm. Don't catfish? That's the one we all know. So, but we're going to say a proper fish farm in Nigeria for the year 2023. So, as the new year comes up, we want to give you the right information, the right steps, and to start our farm. So, let me bring up our guest now, and thank you so much, Mr. Olademehin, for joining us on the show. Welcome to Farmer Hub TV. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. Thank you so much. It's my pleasure to be here also.
All right, thank you. Like I said, Mr. Olademehin, that name I need to keep repeating it so I can get the right pronunciation.
Okay.
So, Mr. Olademehin, thank you so much once again. Like I said, he's the CEO of Haphzibah Praise Farm, right? I
Yes,
have
sir.
that right. So Praise Farm, and they're into fish farming. So like I said today, uh before we do anything, my first question is going to be why fish farming?
Okay. Thank you, sir. Um, the reason why fish farming is I look at it, and when I look at all the area of agriculture and how to start and how ready is it for market, I come to conclusion whereby I notice that catfish production and fish farming is the most easiest way, and also there are other area whereby it can yield source of income more. So that was one of the reasons why I start with fish farming, even though I have interest in other part of agriculture, but I see it as the easiest way to start up life. Hello. Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that. That's a very good way to to answer that question. The new year is coming, and I'm very sure everybody that has been trying all this this past year that wants to get into fish farming and everything. So do you think it's still I know you've answered my first question, answers a lot of what I'm going to ask again, but I'm still going to go ahead and ask it. 2023 coming, would you advise someone to get into fish farming?
Yes, of course, I will advise someone to go into fish farming in our country here in Nigeria because it's a lucrative business, and the rate at which people are consuming food and food consumption is high now. So I still advise everyone who wants to go into it to go into it. They will still make their profit and they will still smile.
Okay, they'll still make their profit and they'll still smile. And that's if it's done the right way. That's you have to make it look like you have to do it like a proper business, not
Yeah, yeah.
you know. Yeah, and that's what we are all about on FarmerHub TV, trying to teach people how to make sure they turn their hobby into a business, and they do it the best way. So what type of fish can we farm? I know the popular one, which is catfish, but which other ones is profitable? Because it's all about the demand, right? I know there's demand for catfish, which is the main thing that everybody goes. I too even I'm into that. But like I said, what other type of fish can we farm?
Like our environment, we deal with fresh water here. So
Mm,
the only one we can do here is the catfish and also the tilapia. We can do tilapia also. So just that we have different variety, I mean breed for them. So but majorly catfish and tilapia is what we can that can thrive well in the fresh water here in our environment.
environment. Is that because we haven't done our research well enough? What about things like prawns and things like that? Can't we? Is it not? Are we not able to do that?
The cost of doing it, the cost of raising them is high. The one that is not that much high is the tilapia and the
Mhm.
catfish.
Okay. Okay. So now that we're getting to the cost, um, what are the first steps that you one need to take if you want to start up a catfish? I know you have to determine the kind of fish you want to farm, right? So let's use the popular catfish as an example. So if I come to you now that, oh, Mr. Olademehin, I want to start my catfish, what are the questions that I need to ask you? What would you advise someone that wants to get into catfish to ask any consultant?
Okay. First of all, I will ask you, what's your source? I mean, for what do you have on ground? What do you have available? What do you have to start the production? In the lies of maybe the land, a
Mm,
good source of water, and then when we talk, I will ask you more other further question that this production you want to go into, like how long do you want it to be? Who are your targets? And then if you say you don't know, I will start telling you other people who can be your
mhm. All right, guys. I think we've kind of like his connection is probably frozen there. We're just gonna give him a minute to come on. While we're doing that, remember, guys, you can comment on the show. You can ask questions. You can put in your own input as well. So if you're a fish farmer, if you know the best practices and everything, you can also come on here and share your ideas. While we're also saying that, if you like what we're doing, please do give us a thumbs up. Click on the notification button and remember to subscribe, because I've noticed that most of our our viewers are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, and so that we can grow this channel together. And we have more stuff coming up. Like I've said in the past shows, we have things like our farm tours coming up. We have other ideas that we're going to be sharing with you guys. And so while we're waiting for Mr. Olademehin to come back online, we've sort of lost him now. We are hoping that you guys can give us ideas of other farms and consultants and people that are into farmers that we can talk to. We would love to hear more about you. We'd love to hear how you've been able to do things to be successful in what you do. And also we have an affiliate with an ebook company. It's in the description of the show on YouTube. Please go there, check out. There are different, if you're looking for any information about farming, any book that you need to read, please go on there, and you can also use our link to check out the books. Anything that has to do with farming, any type of farming, I'm very sure you can get a book on there. Please go ahead and check it out. So while we're still waiting for Mr. Olademehin, I have Anthony Michael on who is making a comment. Good evening, please. I want to start fish farming, but I don't know how to go about it. And that's going to be a question for our guest. Hopefully he comes back online, and you'll be able to answer that questions and every other question you have. Thank you so much. We're still waiting for him. While we're doing that, also you can check out my FarmerhubTV t-shirt. Very soon we're going to be giving that out to some of our guests. We have other ones that we've done as well, but it's just something that I also want to share with you guys, that we are working hard to make sure that we give you the best information and the best plugin to get all your information as well. All right, so thank you so much, sir. You're back.
Yes, sir.
All right. So you were telling us about how the information you pass along to someone that wants to start up catfish.
Okay, sir. So I will ask the person, who are your target? If that person tell me I don't know anything, so I will just start from the elementary level, in the sense that, okay, these are the kind of people you can target. This is what you can do when you get to the 4th month. Okay, if you get to the 4th month, you can set to this level of people and you still make your profit. If you continue to the 6th month, you can sell to this group of people and you still make your profit. So I'll ask them, what do they have? If they don't have anything, these are the things you have to put in place. Have a land where there is enough security, whereby there won't be any form of theft, and also a good source of water supply, whereby the water is enough. The quantity and the quality of the the quantity and the quality of the water you are going to use for your fish farming matter most also. So I will tell them, okay, when it gets to this, these are the food you have to buy. This is the way to get it. These are the things. These are the kind of fish you will have to buy, and this is how you will know healthy fish. Because there's a lot of fish outside there that if you buy them, we call them runs, that you start feeding them and they won't grow. So you have a good source where you have your fish seedlings that you are going to raise for big one, and the other activities you can go along with in fish farming. I can encourage them to go into hatchery production. Hatching production, also raising of table size, or the smoking aspect. So there are different aspects they can venture into in the fish farming, and their location cannot deny them the benefit they want, because if they are not eating it in your location, it's a thing you can transport it to another location whereby it's acceptable and it's welcome.
Wow, And that's very good information because, like I said, I have a small, fish farm as well, and it took me a while to get the right kind of information. In fact, it took me starting up this show to be able to start up successfully, because I wasn't able to get the right kind of information I needed from the right kind of people. But by the time I started this show, I was able to, get more information and research and everything. So it's very, very important to have that done. We're gonna start pick up just speak a little bit of from your point. How do we go about do we have to have huge size of land to get into fish farming, catfish, for instance?
Oh no, you need to have a huge size of land before you start. Like where I'm using currently for fish farming, it's just like half plot,
Mm,
and I didn't exhaust the whole thing.
mm,
Where I'm using currently now, I didn't exhaust the whole thing because I started it in the sense that I can use it as a source of encouragement to other youths in my community and in the
mm.
nation at large. That with the little you have, you can start up something. So like with the land I'm using, it's just half plots, and on that half plot, I did exhaust the whole thing. So
Mm.
and I'm still making my profit, making enough good profit from the farm.
So may I ask, on that half plot, what's the size of grout you get from it, production you get?
Um, okay, the size of what I do basically is hatchery production,
Oh, okay,
hatching,
actually, yeah,
doing
okay.
the seedling. So I didn't go into a
Mm,
large production of a table size for consumption.
mhm.
But with that, I still have close to 70,000, 80,000 production per production when
Wow.
I hatch out and they come out as fingerless.
Wow, wow. Now that's wonderful. That's really nice. So definitely, like you said, you can go into grout, you can go into archery production, you can go into smoking, adding value to the fish itself. You understand? So my next question is going to be like, how much do one need to have to start up any of this? So, for instance, what do you think? What's the minimum you think I should have? Let's say I have a land, I have an half plot land like you do. What's the minimum amount budget for me to start up an hatchery for a grow out and things like that?
Okay, for somebody who is starting up, I can say, okay, maybe close to 150,000 naira to start up. If there is water supply available and land, if those two things, major asset is out, is out of it, you can still manage 150,000 to have your hatchery pond. That's if you are going into hatchery production.
Mm. So
If you
what
are
if
going to that,
what if I want to do grow out?
if you want to do grow out, the amount of money you are going to use is determined by the quantity, the number of fish you are going to stock in your pond. For example, the amount of money I will use to feed 50 pieces of catfish is different from the amount of money that I'm going to use to raise 200 pieces,
Okay.
because the rate at which they be consuming food will be higher. So
Mm.
the higher the quantity, the higher the cost it will be, and the higher the income that comes in.
I think what we're going to do is that we're going to have you come back on the show, and we're going to
Okay.
get a topic where we're going to talk about just the costing alone. Say, for instance, if you want to start up a 5,000 grout production, what it's going to cost you, things you're going to need.
Okay.
I think we should be able to do that so that we can give people an idea of, yeah, the prices will probably change here and there, but it's not going to be so different from whatever you've quoted and all that. You understand? yeah, due to economy, things might go up and down. But like I said, I think I'm going to set up a time for us to come back, you and I, and we're
Okay.
going to do a proper cost analysis and on doing an nursery, a grow out, and maybe even get into smoking as well, because I'm very sure these are all the things you know about. You understand? So
Yes.
we'll definitely set up another time to have that done. Guys, so I've been talking to Mr. Olademehin Arowosola Emmanuel, the CEO of Haphzibah Praise Farm. And we've been talking about fish in general, how to start a successful fish farming business in 2023. And you don't have to have so much money, and you don't have to have a lot of land, despite the misconception and everything. I too had to learn that myself. So we're talking to him, and he's giving us insight on how to go about it. He's giving us a lot of information. If you want to get in touch with him, I have his contact scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Please check it out. His phone number is there, and also his Facebook page. That phone number, it's added on WhatsApp as well, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so you can contact him on WhatsApp. I'm going to be talking to him as well, because, like I said, I too have a tiny, fish farm. I've started with my junior brother back home in Nigeria. Because when I say I have one, you'll be wondering, okay, is he doing it in Canada? No, it's in Nigeria. And and it's my younger brother that handles it. And we are planning on growing it even bigger and things like that. And you'll be very surprised where we are even doing it. Very small space, but we're having good production there. He just sent me a video of him changing the water of the pond today. And it's always wonderful when you see things like that. So like I said, get in touch with Mr. Olademehin, and he's going to be able to give you insight on what to do. So can you give us the points to actually have a successful farm? Because it's a thing that you start up a farm. What are the things that you need to make you have and do to make sure you have a successful farm?
Things you need to have
Or
to have
do?
a success
Yeah,
to do
have
to
and
have a
do.
successful farming.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, in catfish and that's fish farming production. Things you need to have and things you need to do is that you need to have a full knowledge. You have to have the knowledge of what to do per season, what to do every day. There's some people, when they want to do their feeding like this, they just believe pour it and they go their way. No, you take your time to feed them, to see how they are responding to feed, because the fish doesn't die anyhow. They will have been giving you some signs, some symptoms, and if you don't take note of those symptoms, before you know, you start noticing a massive mortality. So those are the things you need to know. Okay, how if I give my fish food anyhow, anytime, and anyhow, maybe I feed them with one bucket today, and tomorrow I reduce it and say maybe they are eating too much. What is the side effect on my production? How is it going to affect me? You get it now.
Yeah.
So, and then those are the signs. How long, how often should I change my water? The water in the pond, or is it the one I used for fingerlings I will use to raise them without changing it? Okay. So what are the things I need to do? Those are the information you need to have. And now the information you need to change them, because catfish are alive and active in the fresh water. When you change their water, they eat well and they grow very well. They grow very well. So, as for example, in different ponds, because we have different ponds to raise them, you don't just use maybe a one type of pond. It depends on your location and your financial capability on which kind of pond you are going to use. You get it now. So you have to know that if I'm using tarpaulin pond, what's the side effect on my production? If I'm using concrete pond, what's the side effect on my production? So do I have the ability to to build concrete pond to start my production? If you don't have, then we'll tell you what to do if you are using tarpaulin to raise your fish for production. So if you use tarpaulin, we tell you what to do the time you have to start changing your food. You know, they don't eat the same type of food from the fingerlings or juvenile to table size. They eat different food, and those feed, they have different compositions. So at that time, there's time you need to be giving them bodybuilding food, and there are time that you have to be giving them food that will give them weight, that will build their bone, every other part of the body. So once their body is built up, so if you don't know, you just buy 2 for at a starting and you use it all through, you are running at loss. You're running at loss. So those are the things you need to do. When should I change their food from one type of food? And there are some people, they just buy food anyhow. They just say, okay, I see one company A, and the company A have been using just finished. They just buy company B, and they just start feeding them. Their procedure, because it's just like somebody who changed from one location to another. You just change their food all of a sudden without notifying them that I'm going to change your food. You start noticing some mortality, some heavy mortality. So those are the basic information you need to know, that, okay, I don't just change food. If I'm going to change my food from company A to company B, these are the things I need to put in place. So many more things like that.
Wow, thank you so much. Like you've heard it, guys, it's a science to it. It's very simple to raise catfish and things like that, but there are things that you need to make sure you do, and you have to do them right so that you can have good production. So we've been able to talk about how to start, what you need to start. You have to decide what type of fish you want to get into, then what type of production you want to do. So we've been able to talk about all that. Before we go ahead, I have a few more questions I want to ask you. Before I go ahead, I have a viewer on the show, Anthony Michael, who says, "Good evening. Please, I want to get into fish farming, I believe, but I don't know how to go about it."
Okay. All right, Mr. Anthony. To go into fish farming is easy. What you need to know and ask yourself is that, are you going there to just raise it for your own consumption or for large production? So that question, if you can answer it, it determines the scales and the quantity of what you want to do. But what you need to do is that you look at your environment. Okay, the water in my environment, I mean, is it a kind of water that catfish can survive? Now, if it is, then you ask yourself, what type of pond I want to use? You know, I said it earlier on that there are concrete pond, there is earthen pond. Concrete pond is the one that you use a concrete block to construct all around, and they do plastering with cement. Okay,
Yes.
the tarpaulin pond is the one where we use tarpaulin to construct either with wood or with iron. So those are the ones we can use. And also there's one they call earthen pond. That one is close to swampy area, riverine area, whereby the excavate the ground and the water starts springing forth, and they construct it in a way that the water goes out and it spring, and as it's springing forth, it's going out to be refreshing, and those kind of pond. So if you have access to those kind of pond, then you know those kind of environment, you know that that's a good one for you to start. Then what type of fish should I go into? Is it catfish? Is it tilapia? Is it trout? Is it other things like that? But the one that is acceptable in the market, that even your neighbor can easily give you money and say, I want to buy from you. You know, you are doing it for commercial purpose. So you have to look at the kind of what does your people accept in your environment, and just continue from there, and then you look for good source of how people who are selling fish. So you are buying the seedlings now. When I say the seedlings, they are the fingerlings or the post fingerlings or the juvenile. Those are the small ones. Those are the ones you start giving food every day. When their water is dirty, you change it, and those are basic information you need to know about going to starting a fish farming.
All right, there you have it, Michael. That's a very concise answer to your question. If you still need any more information, please the contact of Mr. Olademehin is at the bottom of the screen. It's scrolling at the bottom. So just go ahead, get in touch with him on WhatsApp or on Facebook, and I'm very sure you'll be able to direct you and put you through what to do. My other question now would be marketing. Is How do you market this fish? What can you do to make sure that you know you have the proper market, and you so that you can because the whole point of doing this is to make money, right? So how do we market it? Oh, I think I've lost him again. Hopefully he's going to come back on, and we'll just wait for him. See if hopefully he comes back on. So thank you so much, guys, for being part of the show. Anthony, thank you for joining us with that question. And I have San Opayemi. You say you're doing well, boss. I'm very sure it's someone Mr. Olademehin knows. Hello, are you back?
Yes, I'm back.
Okay, all right. That was frozen. Right? So I have a comment from San Opayemi. I'm very sure it's someone you know. He says you're doing well, boss, Mr. Shola.
Okay. It's one of
All
my
right.
students.
Okay, there you go. So that's one of his students. I'm saying hi to him. Thank you for viewing on the show. So definitely so I was asking about marketing. How do we market?
Okay. Concern in Nigeria here, because there's high demand for cat. So the demand that is for it, even your neighbor is looking for fish too, because the cost of buying meat, any kind of meat, either red meat, is very, very expensive. So the one that is easy for them to access is fish, but majorly catfish everywhere. Especially some people when they smoke, they are a group of people that buy that. They sell it to people who are the restaurants. The other group of people in the community, the house, they buy it in large quantity. You have they buy and they go and process it. So where to sell it at the hatchery level? Maybe you have a production of your fingerlings and don't have problem with that. Currently, I have more than close to about 30 that I've been working upon since morning, and the where to sell it is not my issue. People, I can't sell at this price. I can't sell at this price. They are begging me to come down at this, determine what I want to sell. Not they are the one. No, they are not the one determining what I'm having. That they are the one to pay me anyhow. So where to sell it?
Sorry, guys. There's a lot of breaking transmission there, but I'm very sure you get the whole idea of what he's trying to say. There's no how you get into catfish that you won't see how to market it and how to sell it. So, but like I said, there's a lot of breaking transmission. It keeps freezing, so most of the time we don't hear what he's saying. But the whole end point of the whole what he's saying is that there's always market for fish production. and you can't even meet the demand. I know as well. You can't meet the demand so far. Thank you so much, Mr. Olademehin. Are you back?
I'm back, sir.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, the connection keeps freezing, so that's why I just kept on talking. And thank you so much for joining us. Like I said, I would want you to come back on the show and talk about cost analysis, just generally cost analysis, and so that we can break it down for people and see how what and what you need, the whole process from top to bottom, and if that's okay with you.
Okay.
All right, so it's a date. Then I'm going to try and see what I can do. Then if any, I'm going to contact you on WhatsApp. I'm going to save your number as well, contact you so that I can talk directly to you, and we'll be able to fix the dates together. So there you have it, guys. We're going to be having Mr. Olademehin on the show once more again. We're still going to be talking about um, fish production and cost analysis as well. The other thing I wanted to talk about is feeding the cat the fishes or catfish. Um, which is the best way to go, the local feed or the imported feed, or how do you, because that's you have to be able to reduce your feed cost to make money. So how do one reduce that cost?
Okay. Um, if you use the production, the profit margin will be very, very slim.
Hmm.
So what you do is and they are you have counted like 40 to 45 days of feeding them with a foreign feed. You have to stop.
Hmm.
Eat the local feed.
Hmm.
They can't eat it. So when you get to that time, at that 45 days, that's 1 month plus, they will have been active, big enough that they can start eating that local.
Local feed.
People who are going to compound it for you, they have to be able to you have to tell them what you want in size to be big massively. So you once you tell them, they compound it for you. If you don't know how to compound now, so but if you know how to compound, well, your target should be okay at this after 45 days. Another targeting your fish to be big in size. Another 30 days again, that's 60 days now, close to 3 months now. You have start targeting how add more weight.
Hmm.
Remember, when you are going to sell, you are not going to sell per pieces.
Yeah.
You are going to sell in weight.
And wait.
Comes out on the scale that determine your profit. Imagine 3 fish giving you 10 kg. That's wonderful. Imagine 10 fish. That's at loss. And
Hmm.
the people who are buying it are making profit more than you, the farmer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Feed after 40 to 45 days.
Hmm.
You have to go for that. It's advisable.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's a good information. Thank you so much. So I'm just gonna give you a little bit of time. What anything you want to talk about your business, where you are located, what else you do, and you can go ahead and do that right now.
Okay. Um, our farm is located there at Ogun State, precisely Redemption. That's where our farm is located.
So that's
And
redemption camp, right?
yes, sir.
Okay.
We are into agriculture. We go into agro section in the sense that we do tomato farming. Okay, we do snail farming.
Hmm.
Currently, I have snails in that's about 700 pieces.
Oh.
of snail on my farm right now. So we do snail farming, things we do, anything agriculture, because we do grass cutter, we do turkey, feed composition. We do that also. We compound feed for people around, the farmers around here, especially do the hashing, and we consult for people in their farm. We check their and in emergency we consult for them. And also we set up plants, treatment plants
Hmm.
that can help a hatcher to get it right at the early stage, instead of going doing practical at their farm. Maybe there are some farms that are shut down. For example, last month, for the past 2 months, I've been checking on certain farm at Osun 3 years, but currently there are fishes in the farm now. We have
Hmm.
start hatching, and we are that ones for the past 2 months. So we set up farm for people, the fish farm, poultry farm, and
All right, thank you so much. There you have it, guys. If you need any consultation that has to do with anything agriculture, contact Mr. Olademehin Arowosola Emmanuel, CEO of Haphzibah Praise Farm. And though we're talking about fish farming today, but you can now realize that he's into agriculture. That's just what it is. He's into agriculture. He's into virtually most aspect of agriculture. So get in touch with them. They'll be able to help you out. I'm going to be contacting him as well, especially when it comes to that feed production, because it's something I really want to get into as well. So I want to know how to make my own feed for my catfish and for my animals and all that. So I'm going to contact him. So please do contact him, get in touch with him. The contact number is scrolling at the bottom of the screen, both for phone number and for Facebook. And the number is also on WhatsApp. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us on the show today. I'm very, very glad to have you on here. Like I said, we are, you know, always trying our best to bring the right kind of person to the show so that they can give us information on what we need. So remember, start up something small, no matter where it is. Just start up something, and it's going to work out well. And there's going to be a lot of researches, trials, and everything that will go into it. But you're going to be successful at the end of the day. No matter how small the space is, do something, plant, grow something. Get even for a small space, you can get start up a small catfish in the tune of 500, 300, and you would learn the ropes. It's me once again saying thank you so much. Remember, we're going to be bringing Mr. Oladibe back on the show. He's going to be talking to us about cat about cost analysis for farming as well. So thank you so much for joining us. It's me once again saying have a wonderful day. And from Mr. Ladimei, you can please say your final farewell to our viewers.
oh, thank you, everyone. It's a privilege, and I'm so grateful. Thank you, Mr. Ayo, and it's nice meeting you here on this platform.
All right, thank you so much. I'm going to contact you
No
immediately
problem.
after the show is done, and
Yes, sir.
we'll get to talk more. All right, have a wonderful day. All right, guys, that's the show for today. Don't mind my son walking at the back of the show. It's all good. I just decided to do a normal without the green screen today. So thank you so much once again. Remember, if you like what we're doing, give us a thumbs up, share with your family and friends, and be part of our family. Let's grow the channel together. And if you have anybody that you feel we need to talk to, like I said, share that information with us, and we'll get in touch with that person, and we'll be able to bring them on the show. Any success stories, let's talk about it, and we'll be able to share with others as well. That's what the show is all about. And it's me signing out once again, and it's thank you. Remember, when you see a farmer or someone into agriculture, say thank you to them, because they make the world go around. And we'll see you next week. Have a wonderful day. Cheers.